name is Clement Peter Tawai Whangananai. My heritage, or where I come from, is Samoa. Born in New Zealand at Middlemore Hospital. We lived in South Auckland, Otara. Did a bit of schooling there at Clydemore Primary. I believe it's not there anymore. So we made the move over in '99 at the end of the year, going towards Christmas. And I think from there it started the journey for us. My brother and my sister, as well as mum and dad. There was 4 of us, but our older brother passed away at birth. But yeah, I still feel like he's still around, so he's still part of the family. So yeah, I started working in security, doing a lot of security work, you know, bouncing in nightclubs and events, as well as in your shopping centres and things like that, which led to an opportunity for me to be part of the security team at setting up the Lady Salento at the time. I believe they've changed the name. It was a great opportunity for me to sort of see an insight as to being part of the emergency response team there. Sort of opened my eyes up to you know, what the doctors and the nurses had to deal in the emergency ward as well. So it was definitely a wake-up call for me, especially having a young family. It was something that I was grateful for, coming home, having to go through some of those challenges while being at work, dealing with high-risk kids, as well as disengaged youth that was coming through. I think that's when it started to, I guess, open up my eyes to you know, meeting the need of our youth, and trying to establish myself in the community to be able to put something together. Yeah, I made a consultation to the Australian Institute of Fitness, and that's where my journey started to become a qualified PT. I set myself a goal to be able to establish myself in the community. Before I even started, there was a couple of names that I was throwing out there as to what it would look like. But for me, the reason why TATAU Fitness was, you know, it's been a part of me ever since I was a young one. You know, growing up in my grandparents' house, you know, we were taught that way of the Samoa life. You know, how to walk, how to talk, humility, respect. You know, and the biggest thing that I found was their service to their church, their family and the community, my grandparents. And I saw that roll in effect to my parents. And till this day, that's what I see in my parents. You know, it's something that they've instilled in us at a young age. You know, and I guess that's where TATAU's foundations was founded. Was through my grandfathers and my father, and also my brothers as well. My grandfather, and I remember having a conversation with him about the better. Before he passed away, and he told me that, you know, to get the highest calling on your life is to not only serve your family, your church and your community, but you have to understand your faith. You know, if you don't know your faith or where it comes from, and within your belief, you know, you need to find your identity and who you are as a person. Part of that as well is the culture that we have. You know, in essence of our culture, it's such a beautiful thing. And I guess for me, I wanted to incorporate all that within the community, not just through health and fitness. It was, I guess, for me to set a platform where people can belong, people can be themselves, find their identity, their calling, or, you know, achieve their goals, not just through health and fitness, but be part of a growing community that was moving forward through change. I wouldn't be where I'm at without my wife and my 3 beautiful children. You know, they're the backbone of what TATAU is all about, and you know, they do a lot of the background stuff for TATAU and where it's at now. My son, he is 12 years of age now. His name is JQ, short for JQ, but his name is Jamiroquai. He's also named after my dad, Aili Inga. So he was born in 2008, and it was a normal birth. And I think during his toddler years, that's when we started to notice changes. I guess for me, as a father, these are some things that you just don't want to happen to your own children. But in a way, it was a blessing to us. So our son was diagnosed with autism at the age of 3. When my son was diagnosed with autism, that changed my family forever. I think for me, that's where the journey really began as a father, and for me to start changing a lot of things in my life to not just be there for him, but for his sisters and his mum as well. A lot of therapy sessions that we had to go through, the process of just trying to get the right support for him, and just making sure that everything was, all right for him throughout his journey as he continues this journey in life. Up until this point, he still needs that assistance, and I don't think he's ever going to be independent. I only pray that he does become independent in this life, but from where we are at the moment, he's probably going to be with us for the rest of his life. We just only hope that we're able to be that best support that we can for him, and provide that support as well through professionals that have been helping him. My son has been my go-to. He's been the rock of our family. He's been that strength that I needed when I'm down, and he's always been there to pick me up and always letting me know to keep going. It's always interesting when he's in the gym. He tries to do some sort of exercising, but with our son as well, he doesn't like being active. He does a lot of eating, but I guess for us, he's definitely been that rock for us as well. So I started in my brother's garage, just my siblings. It was just us, and it was a Saturday morning. We ran that session, first boot camp, and from there it kind of ignited. It ignited everything within me that I knew I was doing the right thing. I was in the right place at the right time, and I knew, the path that was leading me on was going to do a lot of good things within the community. So from my brother's garage, we moved over to Red Bank in my single garage there, and it was just me and my wife. We just wanted to set everything up before we moved into the public eye. And then from there we went to the Red Bank Plains Park, and that's where it all started for us, where we ran 3 sessions for the community. Everyone started to come down and sort of get a feel and a vibe for what TATAU was all about. And I guess from there, it was kind of a roller coaster. And I guess for me, I wouldn't change it any other way. We went from parks to school halls back to parks, and then eventually I made a decision that I guess it's time for us to have our own space. So sat down with my wife, we had a talk, we prayed on it, and we said that this is the right time for us to make that move, and so we did. We moved in, I believe it was October 2019. And from there we started our journey at 17 Mile Rocks. And I think after 4 or 5 months, the new year of 2020, that's when the pandemic hit. You know, COVID come in and it changed a lot of the things for us. So we didn't really have a full year to be able to operate in that space. We had some challenges that we had to deal with. Because it was so close to residential, we had a lot of people that were living in the area that would come over, you know, take videos, photos, and you know, just give us racial remarks. And for me as a coach and as a leader within my community, I wanted to hold my members and our community to a high standard, and to show our members in that, you know, humility, and to respect them regardless. And then we got given a show cause notice from the council. We were given 20 days to move out of the location. It was a hard time for me and my family, to the point where I felt like I wanted to give up, because, you know, it was hard trying to do something good, where you put all your heart and soul into it, and there's, you know, things that are out there, or people out there that are always trying to bring you down, or, you know, take that away from you. And for me and my wife, we prayed on it. You know, after COVID, we went back into the space and we opened up again. And that was before we even got the show cause notice for that 20 days. When we got the show cause notice, that's when we started to prep everything and close our doors at 17 Mile Rocks. Yeah, so we moved everything back to a garage, as you can see. So single garage, we moved everything back in here, our family home. And so this is where we train. And I know they say, you know, don't bring training at home, or, you know, working out at home is different from working out in a gym and things like that. But to us, it was, I guess for me, it didn't really matter where we were. All that mattered to me was that we continued the journey, and we never stopped fighting for what we believed in. And I wanted to show that, not just to our community and our members, but also, you know, my family and my children. I wanted to show them that, you know, if it's worth fighting for, you know, don't ever stop fighting for it until you eventually get there. So this is where we train at the moment. There has been some ups and downs. We did realize that, obviously, coming into our garage, we no longer had that environment, facility, which we knew we were going to lose some people along the way as well. Moving forward, we put some processes in place, and you know, it has, you know, God's been really good to us. You know, we've been praying a lot about where the next step is, or where the journey will continue for TATAU. And through that, we were able to establish a new location here in Ipswich. So at the time being, for now, we are still training here at the garage at home, but we are trying to set up the new location. What we're doing at the moment is we are setting up a fundraiser. We've been fortunate enough to have some really good, you know, brothers and sisters in the Polynesian community who also have businesses as well, that have jumped on board and helped us. So the brother Noel Santh, who's the owner of NK Barbers, reached out to the brother asking if we could set up a sausage sizzle in front of his barbershop. That's something that he would love to support and be part of. And so that's where we will be running our fundraiser on the 20th of February, which is a Saturday, at 9 a.m. The location is at Red Bank Plains, next to Food Works. With TATAU, the vision is and always will be about the people. It's by the people, for the people. That's what brings the community together. The vision that God has instilled in me has never been about me. It's always been about how can I serve others through that platform of TATAU that He has blessed me with, and my family. The greatest reward for me as not just the owner but as the coach is when our members achieve great success, whether it be in health, whether it be in fitness, or coming into our space with a lot of anxiety or things that they're facing in their everyday life, and we allow them to come into our space and we give them that safe space and create that environment around them so they have that sense of belonging and being part of something, and at the same time they'll find themselves in the process as well, and be part of something bigger. And those who will come into our doors, I always tell everyone, the greatest blessing is not what you can do for yourself, it's what you can do for others. That shows the truest of blessings, and for me that's the greatest reward through TATAU. I'd just like to say thank you to everyone. Firstly to the man upstairs, God, for allowing me the opportunity to have this platform in TATAU Fitness. I'd also like to thank our families and our friends who have always been a part of our journey to this day, and that continue to support us and back us. Thank you to everyone that has been part of the journey that we never thought would cross paths with. Poly businesses that have stuck by us, from the start all the way up until now, and that continue to support us and be part of our journey. Massive thank you and a shout out to Knowles, NK Barbers. The brother Knowles has been, such a big influence in my life, for the last 7 years. He was probably one of the biggest reasons that we sort of started TATAU as well. Having those chats on his chair while he's cutting my hair, and that's where a lot of the motivation and I guess inspiration came from as well. Also shout out to the man behind the lens, my brother that has a big heart for the community. Dave Parker Films. We appreciate everything that you do, not only for us TATAU but for everyone that you cross paths with, and that you continue to show that big heart of yours by serving others. We thank you for always supporting us and backing us. Also to our brother Jax, my brother-in-law Jackson Solofa, Ipswich Weightlifting Club out at Black Soil, definitely doing some great things within the community, and someone that I also look up to as well, and who's been part of the background support since we started as well. And to my also via as well, Seki Apparel, thank you for always being that support, and also showing me some of those business tools that allowed me to move forward from now. Thank you to everyone. I hope we do cross paths in the future when we open up our new location. We welcome you guys. We open our doors out to everyone. Whenever you're in the Ipswich area, come through, say hello, join in us on a session, and just experience what TATAU is all about. And what we always say in TATAU Fitness, be the change that inspires change.
Tell me all I got is all I need. Tell me you gon' help me stay and fight. The world tryna play with my soul. I'm just tryna find where to go. I'm tryna remember the way. I'm tryna get back to my home. But I can't do this on my own. That's why I'm just trusting in you. Cause I don't know where else to go. And I don't know what else to do.